one of the trainings, a driving course, you cannot teach through online. If you teach through online driving course, it's a game. It's not the driving. So the same thing, I think entrepreneurial education also need to consider practically, physically, and need to start their business. I think I'm happy that last few years we are trying to convince our students. So they start their business, and majority of them, they are competing with each other. Because a lot of cases, the entrepreneur is also need to develop the networking. The last 17 years, working very hard to develop this ecosystem in the whole world. The more than 220 countries now joining this Global Entrepreneurship Networking. So I hope that this will be the one of the UN body in their future that for the entrepreneurship development. Very good morning. My name is Sabur Khan. I'm from Bangladesh. So I'm representing as a educational sector also because I love to say that we are one of the university. We took the risk to start the entrepreneurial education in 2013. Department of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. First time we took the opportunity because I am getting a lot of knowledge from Global Entrepreneurship Network, and which insist me to start the first Bachelor of Entrepreneurship in Bangladesh, and especially the Asian region. So I should say that as our brother is already coming to his mention that GB is also developing the entrepreneurial education. I think every country, every destination need to cultivate now the entrepreneurial education. Why? Because first of all, every person, every people has uniqueness. I think that everyone, that the God is what created every people with some uniqueness. So that uniqueness also need to identify the entrepreneurial mindset. The entrepreneurial mindset we need to understand and need to follow up. These follow-up entrepreneurship mindset need to follow up by the brother, sister, parents, teacher, friends, everyone. Because whenever we are mixing with the people, I am sure that everyone is not entrepreneurial minded. Entrepreneurial minded people need to take the risks, creative thinking, innovation need to be cultivated, and always need to start. Because when we started our university education last 10 years, we are finding the students are not eager to start their business. They are coming to join as our entrepreneurship department, but when I'm talking with them, everyone is telling, we'll have to complete our graduation, then we'll start our business. No. As an entrepreneurial minded student, you need to start your business right now, and you need to prove yourself that when you are becoming failure and what sorts of obstacles you are facing. So at the same time, that entrepreneurial minded student, whenever they will start, I think then they will realize that what sorts of education they need to learn, like supply chain, like branding, like accounting, like innovation, a lot of the things they need to know each and every day. But majority cases, you see that the students think that I need the fund. But as you know, that due to cause of the technological development, it is not necessary to start off with the funding. Fund does not matter. The matter is that how we should educate them properly, how we should insist them to start the business. So in our university, what we started? We started to all of the students, giving them some opportunity. You see that one university, we have almost 22,000 students, and we also have the accommodation, around 10,000 student accommodation inside the campus. So it's one source of circular economy we developed inside the campus based on the entrepreneurial minded student. So we allow them to start any sorts of business inside the campus, and even that we allow them to supply any sorts of product to the university, like the T-shirt, like the souvenir, whatever you have the opportunity. You can come to the university, approach to the university and give the supply. Let's we'll find out that what sorts of commitment and quality you are maintaining through your entrepreneurial journey and the educational system. Because we believe it that if we are not bringing the entrepreneur-minded student in the front line, because as I love to say that entrepreneurship is a education that which you cannot teach through the online. Because you see one of the trainings, a driving course, you cannot teach through online. If you teach through online driving course, it's a game. It's not the driving. So the same thing, I think entrepreneurial education also need to consider practically, physically, and need to start their business. I think I'm happy that last few years we are trying to convince our students. So they start their business, and majority of them, they are competing with each other. Because a lot of cases, the entrepreneur is also need to develop the networking. You see, that networking, when we talk, say suppose, If we talk with one of the friends in this Gen or GEC 2023, I think we don't know that this person may be the right person to help my business grow. So networking also need to develop. A lot of cases, the entrepreneurial minded student when they study, they forget it to develop their entrepreneurial minded or networking system. Because that's why I should say that we also develop a lot of this ecosystem inside the campus. Like we also develop one innovation center. The student, those who are the entrepreneurial minded, they need to find out one commercial 3D printer. They like to CNC cutting or a lot of this designing material they need it. Sometimes they tell that we don't have the enough fund to buy it. So that is why we develop an innovation center inside the campus, bringing all of the component in the innovation center. So students, when they study, when they are getting the opportunity, they are going to the innovation center and trying to explore their innovative idea and creating the product. While they're creating the product, we also have a campus store, so they can sell the product inside the campus. Even that, one of the entrepreneurial minded students came to me, I think few months back. He also wished to start a one flower shop inside the campus. Because you know the convocation, birthday, any sorts of anniversary, student nowadays they love to just give to the flower. So I just allowed him inside the campus to flower shop. So now I think he started his flower shop to sell it in the online to other premises, other area of the locality. So I'm sure that I only insist him that if you can flourish your online activities through this way, maybe once upon a time you can become a millionaire or billionaire. Maybe you can list your company in the stock market or the capital market. So that is why I think the education system needs to be rethink and regenerate based on the Global Entrepreneurship Network, Global Entrepreneurship Congress. I hope that you already understand a lot of these stakeholders is coming, they are giving their idea. A lot of the policy is also done by the Global Entrepreneurship Network. So I think technology needs to be also cultivated and technology needs to also develop and bring in the educational ecosystem. Because you know that this is a day of innovation. This is a day of artificial intelligence. So to develop a business plan, earlier you need to study a lot. But nowadays you don't need to get a lot of time. I think if you have the idea, even if you do not know the good English, I think it doesn't matter. You can go to the Google Translate, record your voice and tell it translate to the English. First you need your native language and then you translate to the English and then tell to the artificial intelligence, develop my business idea based on this component what I already put it in the record. So that is within few seconds I can develop my business idea. I can develop the checklist, I can develop the human resource, I can develop the branding, product, innovation, and a lot of the things I can develop with the AI. So that means earlier it takes maybe few years to develop the whole of the policy and website. So whatever contents you already develop, I think based on this, if you tell also to the artificial intelligence to develop my website based on my business idea and product what I'm giving, I think within few seconds we'll get the website design also. So that technological education also need to be involved in the course curriculum. So lastly, I should tell the 2 point, teaching. I think school level also we need to start teaching because this is one of my idea and I hope that going back to Bangladesh, I'm trying to start this teaching idea because that is what I got it in this GEC 2023. If the school student is starting the teaching, so we will find out the entrepreneurial mindset students, those who can nurture and we can give them the emphasis and helping them and guide them, mentoring them to become the entrepreneur. Because entrepreneur can create to the any of the places. It doesn't matter he or she is a graduate or he or she is studying the Harvard or Stanford, doesn't matter. Entrepreneur can study in any place, I hope that you know all background. So second idea, I think lastly I should say that we also developed an entrepreneurship development fund in our university. We have $1.5 million US, we already developed a fund for our entrepreneurship development fund, which is no interest, no hidden price, nothing. Students, those who are interested to start their business, they are facing the fund problem. Seed funded we are giving from the entrepreneurship development fund. So this fund is really playing a very key role now to encourage to the student to come and submit their business idea, pitching their business idea, getting the fund and starting their business. So I'm sure that because maybe in the long run, you see a lot of the education system will go to the transfer to the online. But I'm sure again, entrepreneurship education cannot be transformed to the online. It should be the practical because you need to start your business right now, need to prove your efficiency, need to prove your marketing style, communication style, the risk-taking capability, and how you like to bring the marketing and the revenue that need to prove, so which you cannot do or promote through the online. So that's all. I hope that these sorts of trends are based on this present scenario, and I'm really happy that those who are joining here, the Global Entrepreneurship Network is a very good platform, and I'm sure that there's a last 17 years working very hard to develop this ecosystem in the whole world. The more than 220 countries now joining this Global Entrepreneurship Network. And so I hope that this will be the one of the UN body in their future that for the entrepreneurship development. So thank you, those who are joining here. Wish all of you well.